Dear students, in last few lectures, we discussed about DC to DC converters and few applications of power converters, as well as power electronic devices and their applications. Now, let's start with resonant converters, which are widely used for high power applications, zero voltage, zero current switchings, and applications where switching is required very frequently, means at high frequency. So our unit 6 is resonant converters and two parts related to protection circuits, heat sinks and EMI EMC protections. So let's start with the syllabus of this unit. It's resonant converters, where we'll discuss the need, SLR half bridge converters. At low frequency, we'll see all the modes: less than resonant frequency, equal to resonant frequency, and higher than resonant frequency. Then ZCS and ZVS switching. After detailed analysis of resonant converter, typically SLR converter will go to protection circuits, where we will discuss overvoltage conditions, overvoltage protections, overcurrent conditions, and overcurrent protection circuits, typically fuses and MCBs, etc. Then need of heat cooling and selection of heat sinks. And at last, we will discuss about EMI, electromagnetic interferences, their sources, their minimizing techniques, etc. So when we discuss about any resonant converter, the first most important thing in this context is a switching process and switching condition. Ideally, ideally we consider on switch and off switch, means either full current will flow or no current will flow. Means if this is current waveform for on switch or off switch, again for on switch and off switch. Similarly, the voltage across device voltage is 0 during when switch on, full voltage Vin across the device. Then again saturation means approximately 0 volt, because into 30 volts 0 volt is represented at downline only. Sorry, 1 or 2 volt, which is drop across the device, is represented at ground line only. So this is what we ideally expect. But what practically happen is, even this current is not directly rising like this. This is suppose a steady state condition. So this is current, and means on switch condition, voltage is negligible and current is maximum current I0, which is consumed by load. So when switch is turned off at this instance particularly, see that current is, for a moment it goes negative, and then what you can see is a damping oscillation, or which is typically referred as ringing. Same pattern is observed in voltage waveform as well as in a current waveform. So if this is a practical condition, then at this point of time, typically 80% of current is flowing. At this point of time, typically 50% of current is flowing. Then if this much current is flowing, how you can say that this switch is turned off? Means switch exhibits maximum stress during switching actions. And this is very reason why technology switched to resonant converters. What we had seen is typically referred as a hard switching. And opposite of this is a soft switching, where voltages and currents are at their minimum level during the switching. But in hard switching process, the switch exhibits high current and high voltage simultaneously. So naturally switch is under stress. Switching losses are maximum, and if the frequency of switching is increased, naturally the switching loss will increase, and switching loss goes to a considerable amount, rather a good percentage of total loss is then contributed by the switching loss. As well as during this switching processes, the stray inductances and capacitance raise a EMI, which we'll see later in this lecture. But this electromagnetic interference causes another adverse effect, which are more severe than switching. So let's switch to the resonant converter. I hope everybody of you know the concept of resonance at the point where admittances meet the susceptances. So when we talk about the resonant converters, we typically talk about the tank circuits, which creates oscillations at a resonating frequency. And this is helping uh, in the circuit to create a zero voltage switching and zero current switching conditions. Naturally, it reduces electromagnetic interference as well as a need of magnetic components. Means typically the inductors are getting reduced, means their sizes are getting reduced because their values are less. So the power density of the circuit, means ratio of uh, size of the circuit to the power of the circuit, rather power of the circuit to the size of the circuit is good. And this soft switching also reduce the conduction losses. Means apart from switching losses, even conduction losses are reduced. So in effect, this allow us to switch a circuit at hundreds of kilohertz and even in megahertz range. Because if you refer to last slide, and when we say that a typical circuit has a ringing effect, like I'll go back to last slide, and if I say this is the ringing effect, this is the time during which switch is completely turned on. But let us consider this period is reduced on and off, and this is like completed in this, then again later than that in this area. So what will happen this period, because device has its own recovery period from the on to off position and off to on position. Means while turning on from off position, it takes forward blocking state first and then turns on. Whereas while switching off, it goes in recovery, means thyristor recovery, which encompasses the anode circuit recovery, gate circuit recovery, and total recovery. And total recovery time is in few microseconds. Then if the total recovery time is in few microseconds, means this time is in few microseconds, your circuit will never reach to zero. Your circuit current will never reach to zero if your frequency is in megahertz. So this circuit is practically not usable for megahertz frequency, because circuit will never turn off, and if circuit never turns off, it will enter into continuous current mode. Not only continuous current mode, but the switch loses its effect, and what we get is the uncontrolled converter, which is not a desirable at all. So these converters, which are switching converters, are typically reduce their operation. Means they get limited to their operations at few kilohertz frequency. If I want to switch at much higher frequency, there is no alternative but has to switch to a resonant converter. So what the resonant converters are? We discussed switching process in last slide, and I was emphasizing that there are high current and high voltage during the hard switching process. Let's see how it looks. Suppose this is a steady state I0, and at the switching instance, I0 is reduced like the lower one. This reduces, then it drops to minimum. At the same time, voltage was at minimum level at the switching time because the device was on, and voltage now needs to rise in order to have a reverse blocking state. So this, and then it goes to forward blocking state, regain its capacity to block the forward current if at all, and this has to go to, is it means voltage across device goes from minimum to maximum, voltage across load goes from maximum to minimum, and current through the device is going from maximum to minimum. But if you consider this area under curve, this area under curve, typical this area under curve, this is a very big area, and if I integrate it over the period, considering one cycle, this switching loss will be too huge. So in order to reduce it, let's have a zero voltage or zero current switching. See what happens. This current was at peak. It is getting reduced to zero, whereas voltage is device voltage was the voltage across load is going from maximum to minimum at this point, and this area is the switching loss. Means if I want to check the switching loss in this case, the area under curve will be typically even not this, rather this. This is area under curve, or more clearly, I can mark it like this. The area under curve will be this. If you compare this area under curve with, let us say, this area under curve, then the total switching loss during resonance switching is at the max 20%, means 80% switching losses are saved. And this is what the typical need of the switching converters. So switching losses is reduced by 95% using zero voltage and zero current switching. And as hard switching losses rise with the switching frequency, it limits the maximum operating frequency. And the stay inductances and capacitances are also rise. This is what we discussed. But what is a resonant circuit? And typically start with a series resonance circuit, quite easy to understand. The condition of resonance is this impedance and this impedance has to match. So let's have a simple circuit, a voltage source, inductor, and a capacitor. Then, if I plot the steady state characteristics, these are the capacitor voltages, and these are the inductor currents. Undamped circuit, where considered 50% of load current and capacitor voltage up to 75%. This is 180 degree, where you see that inductor current is at negative max and capacitor voltage is at positive max, whereas at 360 degree, means after one complete cycle, you get inductor current maximum and capacitor is near to just regaining from the discharge state. And this is undamped, so this waveform will be as it is. So VC is leading. If you take any point of time, this is negative, this is positive, this is positive, and this has gone negative, means this was positive first and led to negative. So VC is leading the IL, and this also includes the initial conditions along with the steady state. So if I connect a parallel capacitor load to this series resonance circuit, then see this acts as a current source. So your VC is positive only, and your current is rising from 0.5 higher than the load current during this period because it is getting supply from both. Then current goes negative, positive, and this entire circuit will behave in a steady state, same as like this, which is studied in network theory also. So, what happened about the impedance? If we apply Thevenin's on this particular circuit and check the resonance, then open the voltage source and see the Thevenin's resistance, LC in circuit and load resistor. So at omega 0 means the resonance frequency, you see only resistive part of the circuit remains. Rest Z means inductive and capacitive reactances are at their minimum. Whereas before resonance and after resonance, they rise sharply as frequency increases or reduced from the resonance frequency. But if I want to check a phase angle at resonance, that phase angle has to reach to 0, whereas it was leading for frequencies less than resonance frequency and it is lagging for frequencies higher than the resonance frequency. Means we can conclude that the impedance is capacitive below resonance and it is inductive above resonance. This is what the basics for resonant converters, where we discuss switching, hard switching, soft switching, hard switching losses, area under curve, series resonance circuit, and how resonance occurs and its Thevenin's equivalent circuit. In the next lecture, we'll discuss the SLR, series load resonance circuit, in detail and with a typical example of half bridge SLR. Okay, thank you for your patience listening.